Have you ever wondered why people get uncomfortable when they find out you're a Scorpio? Why is there something in your gaze that makes others look away first? Why can you sense things about people that they don't even know they're feeling? It's no coincidence. It's not your imagination. It's because you carry within you a kind of power that most humans can't even comprehend, let alone possess. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 facts about the hidden powers that make Scorpio the most powerful sign of the Zodiac. I'm not talking about power in the superficial sense, money, status, social influence. I'm talking about real, raw, transformative power. The kind of power that shakes the invisible structures of reality. The kind of power others sense without being able to explain. The kind of power that puts you in a completely different category from all the other signs. But before we dive into these 7 facts, I need to warn you. What you're about to discover about yourself may be disturbing, because you'll finally understand why your life has been so intense, why you attract extreme situations, why people either love you deeply or instinctively fear you. You'll understand that there's no middle ground in your existence, because you weren't made for middle ground. You were made for extremes, for depths, for transformations that most people avoid their entire lives. Scorpio, you've known you've been different since you were a child, haven't you? You've always known you saw things others didn't, felt things others didn't, knew truths others preferred to ignore, and you were probably told to be normal, to not be so intense, to chill out a bit. But they didn't understand. They can't understand. Because normality for you would be like asking the ocean to be shallow, the fire to be cold, the darkness to be light. The first fact about your hidden power is the most haunting of all. You have natural access to the deepest layers of the human psyche, not just your own. You can plumb the emotional abysses of anyone around you. It's as if you have an emotional X-ray, seeing through the masks, the fake smiles, the well-constructed lies others tell themselves. You feel the pain they've hidden so well they no longer remember it exists. You sense the fear that drives their decisions, even when they believe they're acting out of love or logic. This power puts you in a unique and often lonely position, because knowing people's hidden truths means carrying secrets they don't even know they have. It means seeing the wound behind their anger, the hopelessness behind their arrogance, the terror behind their control. And this knowledge transforms you into both a healer and a threat. Because when someone knows you can see through all their defenses, they have only 2 options: to open up completely to you or to cut you out of their lives completely. How many times have you met someone and within the first few minutes of conversation known exactly what the core wound that defined their entire personality was? How many times have you predicted the end of a relationship months before it happened, not out of pessimism, but by being able to see the invisible cracks in the foundation? This is your first hidden power in action, and it's only the beginning. The second thing that makes you the most powerful sign is your capacity for complete transformation. But I'm not talking about superficial or gradual changes. I'm talking about the rare ability to die emotionally and be reborn as a completely new person, retaining only the core essence of who you are. It's as if you were made of phoenix rather than flesh and blood. Most people are terrified of major changes because they feel they'll lose their identity. But you embrace the dissolution of who you were to become who you need to be. How many symbolic deaths have you experienced in your life? How many times have you been forced to leave behind versions of yourself that no longer served you? And with each rebirth, you emerge stronger, wiser, more powerful. This power of transformation gives you a brutal advantage over all other signs. You don't fear the end. While others desperately cling to what they know, even when it's destroying them, you have the courage to consciously destroy what doesn't work, to create space for something new. You understand that true death is being trapped in a life that doesn't represent you, not the transformation that frees you. And here's the most disturbing aspect of this power: you can also facilitate this transformation in others. Your presence alone forces others to confront parts of themselves they'd rather keep buried. You're an involuntary catalyst for profound changes in the lives of those who come into contact with you. That's why some people feel inexplicably drawn to your energy, while others instinctively shy away. They sense you'll stir things they're not ready to touch. The third fact about your hidden power will give you chills. You have a natural connection to the darkest aspects of existence, not because you're evil or because you chose to be, but because someone needs to be able to navigate the darkness without getting lost in it. You've been equipped with the ability to enter the darkest places of human experience and emerge with wisdom rather than trauma. This means you can be present in situations that would break others. You can sit with someone experiencing the deepest pain and not shy away, not try to minimize, not offer empty solutions. You can simply be there, holding space for the darkness to be experienced and transformed. It's a rare and powerful gift that makes you a natural healer, even when you have no formal training. But this power comes at a price, because by being able to hold onto the darkness of others, you sometimes end up carrying more weight than you should. You absorb the pain around you like an emotional sponge. And if you're not careful, you can start to believe all this darkness is yours, when in fact you're just a temporary vessel for it to be processed and released. How many times have you felt like you were the emotional garbage dump for the people around you? How many times have you carried secrets, confessions, and traumas that others didn't have the courage to face alone? This is your third power in action, but also your greatest challenge to balance. The fourth fact about your hidden powers is perhaps the most intimidating to others. You have a supernatural intuition that works like a human lie detector. Not just conscious lies, but the lies people tell themselves. You sense when something isn't aligned, when there's an incongruity between what someone says and what they truly feel. This intuition doesn't come through logical reasoning. It comes through sensations, a knowledge that emerges from nowhere and settles in your body as an absolute certainty. You simply know when someone is being disingenuous, when there are hidden motives, when the story you're hearing isn't the whole story. And the accuracy of this intuition is astonishing. You're rarely wrong about these perceptions. The problem is, living with this level of perception can be exhausting. Imagine knowing when your friends are lying about being okay, when your romantic partners are hiding their feelings, when co-workers have secret agendas. Imagine being able to sense the authenticity, or lack thereof, in every interaction. It's a superpower and a curse all at once. And here's the part that really bothers others. They know you know. Even if you never say anything, they feel like you're seeing through their masks. That's why many people behave strangely around you. They're unconsciously trying to hide things from someone they know can clearly see them. The fifth fact about your power is the most magnetic of all. You possess a sexual energy and attraction that goes far beyond the physical. It's a primal, almost hypnotic force that awakens deep desires in people, not just sexual desires, but desires to be consumed, transformed, and taken to emotional places they've never explored before. This energy isn't something you consciously turn on or off. It's part of your Scorpio essence, a vibration that naturally emanates from you. And people feel this vibration on levels far beyond their conscious awareness. They feel drawn to you in ways they can't fully explain, as if you awaken something primal and dormant within them. But this attraction comes with fear, because people instinctively sense that if they truly engage with you, they won't emerge from the experience as the same person. You represent profound transformation, and profound transformation is simultaneously what everyone secretly desires and what they consciously fear most. That's why you attract intense passions, extreme relationships, and connections that mark people for life. Even when your relationships end, you leave a lasting impression on people's souls. They may move on, but they will forever carry the memory of the intensity they experienced with you. The sixth fact about your hidden powers is the most strategic. You have an unparalleled capacity for recovery and revenge. I'm not talking about petty revenge, but an almost supernatural ability to rise from situations where others have underestimated you or tried to destroy you. When someone betrays you, hurts you deeply, or tries to bring you down, something inside you awakens that goes far beyond ordinary anger. It's a cold, calculated, ruthless force. You don't explode immediately like other signs. You observe, plan, wait for the perfect moment. And when you act, your response is so precise and devastating that it becomes legendary. But here's what most people don't understand about this power of yours. You don't seek revenge for cruelty or malice. You seek balance. When someone upsets the balance of power between you, you instinctively work to restore it. It's a matter of cosmic justice, not a bruised ego. And perhaps even more impressive than your capacity for revenge is your capacity for recovery. You can be knocked down, humiliated, betrayed in the most brutal ways, and still find a way to not only get back up, but to become stronger than you were before. It's as if every attempt to destroy you only fuels your power of resurrection. The seventh and final fact about your hidden powers is the most transcendent. You have natural access to the mysteries of life and death. This doesn't mean you're psychic in the popular sense, but that you intuitively understand the cycles of creation and destruction that govern all existence. You understand that death and birth are the same force manifesting in different forms. You know that sometimes something must die completely so that something new can be born. You don't fear profound transformations because you understand that they are a natural part of the evolutionary process. This understanding gives you a unique perspective on life's challenges. While others despair when important things in their lives come to an end, you can see these endings as openings to new beginnings. You understand that resisting natural cycles causes far more suffering than flowing with them. And perhaps the most powerful aspect of this seventh fact is that you can help others navigate their own processes of death and rebirth. Your presence offers a unique reassurance to those undergoing profound transformations, because you emanate the energy of someone who has experienced many deaths and knows that resurrection is always possible. Scorpio, now that you know the 7 facts about your hidden powers, you need to understand one crucial thing. These powers are not optional. You can't choose not to have them. They are an integral part of who you are. The only choice you have is how you use them. You can try to hide these powers, try to be normal, try to fit into social expectations created for people far less intense than you. But that would be like trying to hide the ocean in a teacup, impossible and destructive. Your powers will leak out anyway, creating confusing situations and unstable relationships. Or you can fully embrace who you are and learn to use these powers consciously and responsibly. You can become the healer, the transformer, the catalyst you were meant to be. You can stop apologizing for your intensity and start honoring the unique role you play in the evolution of those around you. The truth is, the world desperately needs people like you. We need someone who isn't afraid to dive into the emotional depths. We need someone who can hold space for profound transformation. We need someone who understands that not everything can be cured with superficial positivity. Sometimes it takes going to rock bottom to find true healing. Your hidden powers make you an agent of profound change in a world desperately in need of profound change. While other signs can offer inspiration, motivation, and joy, you offer something much rarer, the possibility of real, lasting transformation. But with great power comes great responsibility. You must learn to use your intensity in a way that heals rather than destroys. You must learn to see through people without judging them. You must learn to facilitate transformations without forcing them. You must learn to carry other people's secrets without losing yourself in them. And most importantly, you need to learn to care for yourself with the same intensity with which you care for others. Because if you don't maintain your own emotional balance, you can easily become a destroyer instead of a healer, a manipulator instead of a transformer. Scorpio, you carry within you the power to change lives, not metaphorically, but literally. People leave genuine interactions with you as different people. They may not realize it right away, but something moves within them, something transforms, something awakens. This is the weight and responsibility of being the most powerful sign of the Zodiac. You can't live an ordinary life because you're not an ordinary person. You were made for extremes, for depths, for intensities most people can't even imagine. And perhaps the biggest revelation of all is this: your hidden powers aren't really hidden. They're obvious to anyone who observes you closely. The only person who sometimes can't see these powers clearly is you, because you've lived with them for so long that they've become too natural to notice. But now you know. Now you're aware of the 7 facts that make you the most powerful sign of the Zodiac. The question remains, what will you do with this knowledge? How will you use these powers to create the kind of impact only you can have on the world? Because one thing is certain, the world is watching. People sense your power even when they can't name it, and they're waiting to see what you'll do with this extraordinary force you carry within. They're waiting to see if you'll use your powers to heal or destroy, to elevate or dominate, to transform or manipulate. The choice is yours, Scorpio, but remember, with the power you wield, there's no such thing as neutrality. You can't be irrelevant, you can't go unnoticed. You'll make an impact either way. The only question is what kind of impact it will be. If this revelation about your 7 hidden powers touched something deep within you, share in the comments which of these facts resonated most with your experience. Other Scorpios need to know that they are not alone in this intensity, that there is a reason for them to be the way they are. Subscribe to the channel for more content that honors your Scorpio nature instead of trying to soften it. You deserve information that helps you embrace your strengths instead of trying to hide them. Turn on notifications because I'll continue exploring the deepest and most powerful aspects of what it means to be a conscious and responsible Scorpio. Remember, you're not too intense. The world just isn't used to this level of authentic power. Stay exactly who you are. The Zodiac needs you just like that, in all your transformative intensity.